Sold. You see, people compare rabbis with salesmen, and there's no truer time than now in the lead up to Passover. What am I referring to? To the bill of sale of chametz. See, there's a very important mitzvah not to have any chametz in your possession, to own chametz, to see chametz, or to find chametz. The Torah, in the book of Exodus and Shemot, prohibits it. And so the custom has developed over the ages that the seller, the Jewish seller, who has a lot of chametz in his home that he doesn't want to get rid of, let's say cakes or loaves of bread sitting in the person's freezer, you don't want to throw them out. And so the custom has emerged to sell those to a non-Jewish person. And essentially they come up with a bill of sale, which entitles the seller for a certain value to all of that Jewish person's chametz in their home. And it has to be locked up in a certain area, and the non-Jewish person rents the space and owns all the chametz from then onwards. And he pays a certain down payment, a percentage of the overall value, to the Jewish seller, on the condition that he pays the balance at the end of Pesach. Now what happens if the purchaser does not pay the outstanding value? Then, at the end of Pesach, all the chametz reverts back to the ownership of the seller, and voila, the Jewish owner has all the chametz back in their possession again. Now this is not just a farsi, this is not just pulling a quick one, but it's actually a real sale. And the proof is that, let's say the value of chametz rises over Pesach, and suddenly it's in the seller's interest, in the buyer's interest to actually purchase the chametz. Well, if the buyer actually gives the outstanding value at the end of Pesach and wants the chametz, that person can actually go and take all the chametz from the Jewish person's home. So it actually is a valid sale. In all my years as rabbi, I've never seen it done that the person actually wants your chametz from your house, because after all, it's at least 8 days old, and they could easily go and buy fresh produce, fresh chametz from the local supermarket. So it is a real sale. It just so happens at the end of the 8 days that the ownership reverts back to the Jewish seller and they keep their chametz. So Chag Sameach, if you need a sale of chametz form, don't hesitate to be in touch with me, or you can go on my website, merubasynagogue.org.au, and fill one out. Chag Sameach.